Go live.
Okay.
Hey everyone, we are live today with Lynnie, and today we are talking about how this one habit could be destroying you and your autoimmune disease. And I'm Maggie Yu, MD, and I'm an integrative physician. And for the past 22 years, I've been practicing for the past 22 years. And in the last 12 years, have been focusing my career on how to deal with autoimmune disease naturally. And today we're talking about this one habit that's actually I equate it to why is this important is it's like Superman having kryptonite. And if you're Superman and you don't know you have kryptonite and you're carrying it around every single day, not only you're not super, but you're also dying and sick. And that's what this one habit does for people with autoimmune disease. Okay. For those of you who are watching now and just joining us, if you could go ahead and give us a thumbs up, give us some hearts. Lynnie is joining us today. I'm going to introduce her in a second. I'd love for you right now in the chat section just to give me an idea. Tell us where you're watching from so I know the demographics. That would be great. If you know anyone that could benefit from learning about how this one habit can destroy their autoimmune disease, go ahead and put their name in the comment section right now. That'd be great. And any alumni that are watching or joining us even now or later, go ahead and comment in the section that in the comment that you're alumni, and that way you can identify yourself. You can help answer any questions that people are posting as we're doing this workshop today. That would be great. So how this one habit is destroying autoimmune disease. We have a special guest today. Lynnie is joining us. Lynnie, welcome. She graduated from our program about 2 months ago, our 8-week Launchpad program about 2 months ago. And she's
oh no, my internet's going bad.
Oh,
hello?
No. We can hear you, Lynnie, but I think you're frozen. There you are, you're back. All right,
Okay.
Lynnie. So I'm gonna go ahead and have Lynnie introduce herself. Go for it, Lynnie.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Lynnie Baylor, and I have had rheumatoid arthritis for like 21 years. I mean, since I was 21, sorry. And I have suffered all of my life with pain. And in the last couple of years, I suffered so much that I was reaching out for anything and everything that could help me take care of my pain. And I also had psoriasis on my legs. And so I found Miss Maggie.
Okay, and so Lynnie, let's talk a little bit about, to give people an idea. I mean, RA since the age of 21, this is decades of it. What would you say your number one symptom was with the RA? I know you had psoriasis, gut-tape psoriasis as well, but just let's talk RA itself. Let's give me the top 2 symptoms that you had.
Well, I have deformity, and I also had extreme pain.
Okay, let's talk about pain. What level was the pain at on a daily basis about 3 months ago before you actually?
Before I started the program, I had pain. It was at least a 10, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
I could barely get out of bed. I could barely turn in the bed. I couldn't dress myself. I could barely walk. My husband pretty much had to take care of me. So I was in a lot of pain. It had gotten so bad.
So it's 10 out of 10. And the impact of it, you said, was that day to day, just walking was painful. And you said your husband had to be your caretaker. And
Yes.
You had mentioned that to me, that you had trouble even dressing yourself.
Yes, it was awful.
Okay, 10 out of 10 god awful pain, along with many other symptoms like the skin lesions from psoriasis as well, correct?
Correct.
And those were, where were the lesions for the psoriasis?
They were all between my ankles and my knees.
Okay, right.
My
And so right now we're at 2 months out. You've graduated 2 months ago from the 8-week. And my question for you is, where are you with the gut-tape psoriasis right now, the skin lesions?
It's completely gone, which is such a great thing. And my pain level is like a 3. I mean, occasionally I have pain, but it's very, very seldom. So
Okay,
yes, I'm extremely happy.
That's awesome. So within a couple of weeks, your pain level that you had for decades went from 10 out of 10 to 3 out of 10, correct? Okay. And
Correct.
So the whole point of this video, and I want to deliver a lot of content for people, which is, what do you think? First of all, we did an interview last week with Kim, and I want to reference that, which is, for me, it's big for me, Lynnie, is what is the cause and effect? That is what our program teaches. It's a protocol, step-by-step protocol. When you master all 6 steps of these protocol, you know exactly what is causing every symptom that you're talking about. So let's talk pain. based on what you learned as you went through the protocol of our program, what was the #1 cause of your pain? Or give me two.
I believe it was blood sugar and gluten. I believe were my biggest problems.
Okay, so you were consuming gluten and blood sugar was a huge factor for you.
Yes, it was. Okay.
So that's a major cause and effect is blood sugar in pain. And that was like shocking for a lot of people that watched Kim's video last week because she's had lupus and she was dealing with chronic pain as well. And she named blood sugar as #1. And there was a lot of requests from people just to explore the whole blood sugar issue more deeply. And that's what we're going to do today, which is that this dives right into what are some of the habits that's wreaking havoc in autoimmune disease that people don't even know about. And then what is the #1 habit? So what I'm going to do is really briefly is I'm going to go ahead and flip over to our there we are. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just draw it out for you guys. So this is a workshop. So what I'm going to do is I love triangles and it's a great model for what we're talking about. So I'm going to ask you some questions, Lynnie. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, we did this in Kim's interview as well. I love the upside down triangle as far as what cause and effects are. So we look at #1 is you've had RA since the age of 21. Your pain level was 10 out of 10. You couldn't even dress yourself and your husband had to be your caretaker. Now you know the cause, and you say one of the major causes was blood sugar, correct? And then you also mentioned gluten as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to look at this funnel, and I'm going to talk about what are the layers. So the #1 habit that was causing you to be in blood sugar hell, that was causing pain 10 out of 10. If we had to pick the one habit that was you think is the critical habit, what would it be?
Well, I woke up in the morning and I drank a cup of coffee and then I wouldn't eat until like noon.
Bingo.
That started it.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. So people are not eating breakfast in the morning. And if you think about it, a lot of people think that blood sugar and autoimmune disease just means cutting out all sugar. How many of you mean that? When you are watching in the audience and you think we're talking about blood sugar, you think we're just telling you to cut all sugar, okay? Well, okay. So no, #1 is that Lynnie was not eating breakfast. How many of you are not eating breakfast out there dealing with chronic pain, don't even know this is causing things? So you started the day with low blood sugar, correct?
Right.
And this is kryptonite because what happens the rest of the day? How did it set up you for the rest of the day? What happened after breakfast? I'm one of layers of bad on this blood sugar thing.
Well, you know, you just don't have any energy. And then when you do get hungry, you start eating anything and everything in sight.
So we're going to write it as munching crap.
Yes.
That's the medical term, Lynnie, is you were munching crap.
Okay.
So most of these crap were what? Like high carb?
Yes, you know, sandwiches, chips.
Cookies, chips, right?
Yes.
And you know what that sets up? When you munch crap, it sets you up for high blood sugar, which then we know brings more low blood sugar. Right. So how were you feeling later in the day, in the afternoon?
Oh, I was always tired and I never wanted to do anything. I stopped working out, you know, so I just want to lay around on the couch.
That's what you did most days, right? You laid around.
Yes.
Okay. So no breakfast in the morning, started to munch crap. What was the next layer of that? What would happen later in the day with eating?
Well, I would eat dinner, of course. And, you know, I try to eat good, but then after dinner, I'd usually have ice cream or something before I went to bed.
What about, you mentioned alcohol, actually.
Oh, yes. And then I would have my cocktails occasionally.
Right.
And that is really a trigger that I've realized.
Huge trigger, right? So it sets you up so that, you know, when the cocktails were what, before dinner or after, during or after?
I usually would have them before dinner.
Yeah. And that's a lot of the sugar trap that people get into is that they're starving by dinner time. And while they're cooking, they're busy drinking crap.
Yes.
So munching crap to drinking crap, and then dinner is there.
Yes.
Okay. And then after dinner, you ate more sweet crap.
Exactly.
This is the crappy upside down triangle. This is the exact cause and effect. And you didn't realize, but the most important piece was anchoring the morning, which was that instead of you starting the day with coffee and no food, and a lot of times people are trying to lose weight, they think that not eating food is the way to go. And what they don't realize is it basically sets them up for this blood sugar hell roller coaster for the entire day.
Yes.
You lost your anchor. Okay. Right. And so as a result, your pain level, 10 out of 10, you made changes. And that number one thing you changed was actually replacing coffee and no food. Now, what do you do for breakfast? Let's give people an idea what you do for breakfast now.
Well, I actually do eggs with a little bit of feta cheese and spinach with some olive oil in the morning. It's usually what I have, and maybe some fruit like blueberries. So yes. Wonderful. So I always have a vegetable and a protein and healthy fat.
For breakfast.
For breakfast.
I know. Can you imagine?
And it was wonderful.
Yeah. Those of you who want to bring breakfast back, you know, it's like this is how it's really important to bring breakfast back. And those of you who are not with autoimmune disease, who are not eating breakfast right now, can you write down in the comment section, me too, and fess up to this? And alumni here who are watching, who's eating breakfast now, can actually tell people what is the effect of having a balanced breakfast like that on your autoimmune disease. Okay, so huge. So besides, so awesome. So besides the pain 10 out of 10 to pain to 3 out of 10, what were your other outcomes as a result of crushing this blood sugar upside down crap, an upside down crap triangle of blood sugar? What happens as a result of crushing this? Besides pain being 3 out of 10, you mentioned that your skin, what happened with your skin?
My skin completely cleared up. I have no psoriasis whatsoever on my legs anymore. So that changed. My energy level changed. Of course, in your program, your mindset, teaching me the mindset. I had a very negative mindset, which I think my computer's out again, right?
No, you're good.
Good? Okay, my mindset was I felt sorry for myself on a daily basis. So I changed to a positive, energetic person when I started doing my blood sugar correctly.
So question, so not only like so one of the things you had mentioned, Lynnie, was that when you did balance, and let me go ahead and stop the share. And so when you did actually, Lynnie, when you started, so the whole point of this is when you actually did crush the blood sugar, you found was that the pain was better, the skin lesions was better. But what you realized was that when the pain started to go down, it really affected your mindset. Now that's the mindset is a very overused word. So I just want to let people know what that means. What was your mood like prior to you mastering blood sugar?
I definitely was in, you know, a state of depression, and I felt sorry for myself, which is not the kind of person that I am. But I'd gotten to the point where I was in so much pain that I really just didn't care that much anymore. I was desperate to get out of that hole. So I changed my mindset to not let my disease control me anymore by taking care of myself. Like
self-care is a big mindset.
Yes.
And that's huge. I'm going to ask people there's people commenting right now and people in our alumni. Sharmila, I love that. Sharmila just said, hi, Lynnie, staying ahead of the hunger to keep blood sugar in check. Eating breakfast helps with this. So true. Other people are saying, like Jessica, Tyreka, saying, I crave sugar all the time. You know this. You crave sugar all the time. You're living in pain all the time. How awesome is it not to crave sugar and be out of pain? Huge. It's huge. Now that, right. And then the other thing is, once you're not in pain, you were in a mindset where you're feeling sorry for yourself. Your husband was taking care of you. How did that impact upon your relationship with your husband now?
Oh my goodness. He's so happy to have his wife back. He loves that he doesn't have to care for me in the way that he had to. You know, I mean, he always wanted me to get better. So this has been a change for him as well. I mean, he's completely gone the same. He eats gluten-free like I do now, and we've changed our whole life, and it's wonderful. It's just, I can't say enough about your program because you completely changed my world. And I'm a different person, you know?
I do. I love this. And Lynnie, you've been just telling me about your recent travels, meeting up with your biological family. I mean, there's just layers, and playing with your grandchildren. There's just layers and layers of your life that was not possible 3-4 months ago.
Exactly. Yes. It's wonderful. And I can't thank you enough.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. Now, other people are commenting. Jeannie was saying that what Lynnie is saying, that you should never drink alcohol, no coffee, and always eat breakfast. No, that's not what we're talking about, right? It's about balance.
It's about balance.
And it's about knowing what the linchpin is in you, Lynnie, and it's different for each person. Like, so there's other graduates in our program that are in our chat right now. I mean, it's not, these are individualized solutions. Not everybody that was their linchpin. Like for other people, you notice in the program, a major linchpin of the pain was like food intolerance or food mapping. Other people was hormones. It just so happens that for you, it was a huge linchpin was the blood sugar.
Correct.
Okay. So I have a question for you, which is, self-care is a mindset change that you made for yourself, and it's brought you joy, and it's now really changed the way you live your life. So my question for you is that investing in yourself and knowing you're worth it is something that our audience has a very difficult time doing. And that's part of, as we know, is the autoimmune mindset. So I have a question for you, which is what you invested in going through our program and the outcomes that you have now. Was it worth it?
Oh my gosh. First of all, it was the best decision that I ever made. I think because I waited so long and I was in so much pain, I was in desperate need to be well. And for the first time in my life, I did something for me to change and be well. And the best investment I could ever do for myself. And I suggest that to everybody, that you only have one life and you should live it well, not hurting and being in pain every day. If there's a way to cure yourself and help yourself get better without going to a doctor and being on medication, and you can heal yourself in all these ways that you never even knew were possible, of course, it's the best investment you could ever make.
And thank you. And Lynnie, this habit about blood sugar. I mean, this is for you, like we talked about cause and effect, and you had told me additional to the blood sugar, you figured out what was actually causing your psoriasis lesions now. What was the underlying cause? Let's give people an extra content here.
Yes, it was the alcohol, for sure. Every time I drink alcohol, it affects me and I would break out.
Right. So how powerful is that now to know that the cause was the alcohol?
Exactly. That's huge. That's huge. And then you have to change. This program, you have to change. You have to do the work and you have to change your lifestyle to be well. You teach us that.
I do. Yeah. I do. And look what happens. Look where you're at.
I know. It's the best.
So, Lynnie, I'm super happy for you. Thank you so much for this interview today. And those of you who, if you haven't, if you have not seen our online training, go ahead and we've posted a link to our online training to watch if you want to learn more about our protocol and our program. But what most importantly, I'm going to have a big ask of you guys. Awareness is a big problem in autoimmune disease. A lot of people don't even know what autoimmune diseases are, and even less yet, what are the triggers or causes of autoimmune disease. Because you've watched this training today, that blood sugar is a huge factor, and that just eating breakfast, anchoring your morning is huge in turning around pain in autoimmune disease or skin lesions or depression. Okay, that's what Lynnie's case is really great at showing here. So if you know someone that could benefit from this conversation we just had, from awareness of this cause of autoimmune disease, go ahead. I mean, they may not listen to you, but they may listen to Lynnie or they may listen to myself. Go ahead and share this with them now. Put their name right now in the comment section. Go ahead and share this to your Facebook page right now so that they know, because awareness is the first thing that you can do. And the more people that are aware of what's going on with autoimmune disease, what is autoimmune and what is causing it and how to fix it, the better it is. We're all will be in our health and in our space. So I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us today. And thank you, Lynnie, for joining us. And give her, guys, give her a big thumbs up, give her a big heart. An alumni. I mean, Sheila just said hi, by the way. Sheila Seraphin just said hi, Lynnie. And Chris Reinhardt. Oh my gosh. Thank you for all the alumni for being on our video and for supporting us. And alumni, please post in the comment section right now how much, what has happened with your pain during the program. Can you give people that feedback? And if blood sugar was your issue and you're in the alumni, please go ahead and name what your biggest habit. So what is your number one habit with blood sugar that was ruining your autoimmune disease that you know now? So go ahead and put that in the comment section. So there's gonna be tons of additional comments flooding in. So follow the comments, guys. Thank you. Have a great day.